Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Hi, guys. I'm in a major bind with my husband. We were doing pretty well at one point, and I guess with everything that's going on with the world, his business is not doing as well. I don't work because I just had a baby, and my husband is doing terrible at his job, and now he has to do Uber. We have Financial Peace University. We know about saving and putting money away, but we don't have the money to. I want to work, but we feel as though bringing my child to childcare would be an extra expense. We just don't know what to do at this point.
Sure. Tell us about, what do you mean when you say he's not doing well at his job? Does he own his own business?
Yes, he used to be a property acquisition. He used to do property acquisition. He worked in real estate. He sold and bought land, and he was doing very well. At one point, he was doing about $200K or so a month, or a year. But now, I guess no one wants to buy. I'm not really sure how that works, but no one's really buying anything, and he's just hasn't closed. He only closed one deal this year, and I think April, and it was $15K. That used to be consistent, but now it's not. So we've only had one closing, and it's just been really, really bad for us.
Yeah. Well, he's got some experience in real estate, correct?
Yes.
In sales.
In sales too. I just would, if he was on the phone, the first thing I'd say to him is listen, man, the economy and demand can change. Something has happened there, but I honor him, Natalie, for jumping in the car and driving Uber, but it's just a horrible exchange for money for his time when he's got so much transferable experience and skill. And I think he's got to be looking at high-paying sales jobs, or at least jobs that have high levels of commission. He just has so much more to offer both of you in his ability to earn money, and Uber is not it. So the first thing is you guys have an income issue, not a budget problem, because you're down to one income, and it's a very small income, correct?
Right, and we have a high debt too. We have $460,000 in debt.
What kind of debt is that?
So, credit cards. We have our home. We have a HELOC.
How much of the 460 is your home?
$217,000.
And what about the HELOC?
$149,000.
Wow.
And I have student loans too.
Okay.
Yeah, he got the HELOC out to try and, I don't know, make it work for his business, but it failed.
Yeah.
So now it's we're all.
Well, he made a very risky move, and it didn't pan out because life happens.
He's regretting it now.
Do you have family around you all?
We don't. That's another tough issue.
What's your home worth?
I don't know. I think he said $400,000 or $500,000.
Okay, so you guys have $250, maybe $300 in equity in the home, which is good. What are you doing to pay the bills now? How much money do you guys have in savings?
We don't have a savings. We use it all up because we haven't gotten any closings or anything in the past.
So are you living off of credit cards right now?
No, we're very behind on everything.
So you can't make any payments?
Barely.
Are you going to lose the house?
Right now, I don't know.
What were you doing for work before you were staying at home with the baby?
I was an underwriter. I was a full-time underwriter, and
what were you making
for commercial lines? This was 6 years ago. I haven't worked in 6 years.
Oh, okay.
But back then I was making about.
So you were home before you guys even had kids?
Yeah, after my first child, he just said, stay home,
Okay, so you have
your second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, George, I'm going to give it over to you, but I got to jump in really quickly here. Natalie, you're going to have to get very innovative and creative with childcare. I agree, it's not a daycare because that's going to end up eating up a lot of the money, if not most of what you would go earn. But you guys need to get involved in a church. You need to get involved in you neighbors. You got to talk to anybody and everybody you know. Say, is there a grandmother that's looking to make a little bit of extra cash? because you are going to have to get back to work. You guys are in an absolute big time emergency, and you have to work, which means you find somebody older. My wife and I did this, is why I'm giving you an example. Somebody who's not looking to make a bunch of money off of you, but would be very happy to take care of kiddos. You're not worried about them because you know they're in good hands with a grandmama or somebody like that who's raised children, and you know her and trust her, and she takes care of the babies for a fraction of the cost of daycare. But you have got to work, and he's got to get out of Uber. He's only Ubering the graveyard shift. He's not sleeping. He's working 2 and 3 jobs, but he's got to take that sales experience and go get a sales job immediately, George.
And I don't see daycare as an added expense or childcare. If you're making $4,000 and daycare costs $1,500, well, you still have $2,500 that put food on the table. And so you're right. If you're not making that much to where it's just a wash, it may not be worth it. But I would want to see you go make $50,000 back in the underwriting world or whatever you were doing, whatever your skills transferred to.
Or else they're going to have to sell this house. And then what?
That's the worst case scenario, is we sell the house, we pay off all of our debt, and we rent once we have a foundation under us. So debt-free with an emergency fund. But I think you guys, your world just got rocked. You were living La Vida Loca, spending, enjoying your big lifestyle, and we have to choose reality, which is that life, we got to grieve that life. It is over for now. Maybe we'll be there again one day, and I think you will be. But for now, we got to live like broke college kids and just make ends meet, cover our 4 walls: food, utility, shelter, transportation, insurance, and the rest of the debts. If you can't make the payments, you can't make the payments. The credit cards, tell them, hey, we don't have money right now. We can't pay you. Here's what we can do. But the big thing here is your house. You can't get behind on this mortgage. What's the payment every month?
$24.52, I believe.
Okay. So if you guys aren't consistently bringing home 8, 9, 10 grand, this house is not going to be sustainable on top of your other bills. But I think the key for you guys is looking at reality. It's scary at first, but if you list it all out in Every Dollar, which I'll gift you guys, that's our treat, 1 year of Every Dollar premium to help you through this. You're going to list your income, your expenses, then begins the work of going, what can we cut from this budget? And the truth is pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Very little is necessary right now when we're in this phase. And then we're going to look at making more. So how can we spend less? How can we make more?
And Natalie, we're also going to give you one session with one of our financial coaches here in the building, or wherever we're going to put you with the financial coach, one of our coaches, because you need to be able to go beyond this phone call. We can't walk through the minutia of some of the steps you're going to have to take. So if you'll agree to meet with one of our coaches, hang on the line. And,
we'll cover the cost.
We'll cover the cost of a financial coach to help you out. But you guys can do this. But we're talking about the mindset is absolutely, we are in a 5-alarm fire and we've got to get out of the fire. We don't sit there and think about the fire. We get out with everything we've got.
Create your free Every Dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.